Hey, this is Max. I am here with CSR2. This is a live stream. At least I'm
Hey, this is
attempting a live
Max.
stream.
I am here with CSR2. This is a live stream.
At least I'm
Hey, this is
attempting a live
Max.
stream.
I am here
Hey,
with CSR2.
trying to
This
get
is a live stream. At least
something.
I'm Hey, this is
Attempting a live
Max.
stream.
I am here
Hey,
with CSR2.
all right, so I am going to be testing this out real quick. Hey, how are you? All right, so I am going to be running the Golden Cup today. Mills did this yesterday live. I'm going to try to do something like this today. And I'm going to run this Golden Cup right now with just one Stage 6, which is the nitrous. So 30 races. Let's see how far we can get with Stage 6 nitrous only. This is a big Stage 6 that actually puts me over at almost 9.2s without any further parts. Hey, welcome to the live stream, guys. Only 10 watching. Yeah, well, it's Friday night, man. People are out. What do you expect? Besides, I'm not as popular as Mills, so it's a little different when you do a live stream with 10,000 subscribers versus 2, right? All right, so regardless, I'm glad you came, and I appreciate everybody who shows up. Hey, how are you? Welcome to the live stream, Cam. All right, so let me try to get as far as I can on this Golden Cup without using other Stage 6s. Right now it's nitrous only, but I have it tuned in a way where hopefully once I get the hang of launching it, I can get a good time out of it. Something along the lines of 9.2 where the dyno is. Obviously, if I launch it perfect, it's going to get a 0 RPM drop. But if I launch it a little bit late and I figure out when to actually shift the first gear, should be able to get a pretty good time out of this car. Hey, shout out to Antoinette Jones. How are you? Welcome to the live stream. And welcome, Eric. I am doing well. It's Friday night. I am going to do a little CSR. Try to get this Golden Cup out of the way. It's been sitting there and I haven't really done it. I was working on the PC Cup earlier. So tonight I'm going to get this one out of the way with this HS Customs. You guys probably saw my Stage 6 effects video, and you know that this car has a big effect from just the nitrous. So I'm running only the nitrous now just to see how far I can push this car. You got a crappy go pull today, gamer? I'm sorry to hear that. One of the things is if you only have one pull and you pull it, it's not likely you're going to get a really nice pull out of it unless you're just playing lucky that one pull. And welcome Luis Rodriguez to the live stream. Thanks, Alex. How are you? So I am not often doing live streams, mainly because usually my house has plenty of background noise, and that's why I don't bother to live stream often. Right now, I happen to have the house to myself, so hey, take this chance, do it live instead of just recording a video and uploading it. Plus, it's always fun to interact with you guys when you pop in. I start to have a lot more fun because I get to chat and play at the same time. Makes the time go by much quicker. This Golden Cup is actually relatively easy, especially this car is so good because I'm playing Forza. I am playing Forza, yes. I've actually laid back on Forza recently because I am playing BattleTech as well, and that game has a lot of little nuances that really makes me think. So it gets me excited when I play that game, even though it's turn-based. So Forza just added Mitsubishi. I'm hoping CSR2 will also add it. Maybe we can get some Lancer Evolutions into the game. It'll be a nice change. Update 2.2, no idea. I have no idea when that's coming. I'm sure it's soon because next season will be the last new car that we got earlier. So it would have to be a new update after that for us to get milestone cars and other things. So I'm pretty sure that's going to be something that'll happen somewhere along next season. Evo 10, I like Evo 8. I used to own an Evo 8. I have a soft spot for that car. I put 60,000 miles on my Evo 8 in about 3 years, and I drove the snot out of it. Now, if you know anything about Lancer Evolution, you know that the clutch doesn't last. I was one of the few guys that managed to get 60,000 miles out of the stock clutch while abusing the car. So I consider that an accomplishment. All right. Hey, Jess, welcome to the live stream. Z01, yes. Gamer, the Z01 1LE is a great car. I really like that car. Not as many people use it anymore, but properly tuned, almost all these cars, well, I would say 80% of the cars in the game, it's quite viable in live. This HS Customs particularly is deadly in live if you know what you're doing. You have to drive it carefully, though. A lot of people, when this car came out as Milestone, was killing it with it in live, but soon they have, a car that's been killed. That's why you don't see as many in live nowadays. Plus, with all the 7.4-second cars, most of the top lobby guys don't use this car. It's just too slow. But I love it. I love the way it looks. I like the old Camaros, and this is a great car. Like I said, update 2.2, Antoinette, probably isn't going to come until sometime later next season, but they have to give us an update by then, or we're not going to have a new milestone car. So it is coming. It's just a matter of exactly when. Okay. Yeah, so as you can see right now, is the Sesto worth building? We'll talk about that in 1 second. As you can see right now with this this HS Customs both accelerates quick and has huge, really huge top speed. So if anybody who's interested in running Tempest 3, this is the car to look at, because for tier 5, if you have enough upgrades with this HS Customs, you will blow through tier 5 Tempest 3 without even switching tunes. That's how good this car is. And yes, the Elemental is a great car. We'll look at that car actually if I can finish this Golden Cup relatively quickly. And I'll show you how well it runs. Now, any of these cars that have a really high top end, like the Elemental, if you tune it with aggressive nitrous and you tweak the final drive a little bit, it can actually outrun its own dyno by quite a bit. You can also just outright outrun the dyno with a max Evo tune. So the answer is yes, the Sesto Elemental is worth building. If you're not hearing me for some reason, I'll try to type that answer somewhere. Let me see. Can I type an answer here? Yes, I think I can. There we go. So yes, the Elemental is very much worth building. If you win that, you definitely want to get that car built up. Now, mind you, in my opinion, any Ferrari, most Lamborghinis, and most McLarens are good in this game. So the Elemental happened to stand out as one of the better Lamborghinis. The LB is very good, and so is the LB Aventador is very good, and so is the Elemental. They're actually kind of alike in the way they drive too. All right, 165 miles speed trap is a joke for this car with full stage 5 even. So if you just kind of use nitrous even slightly late, your car's going to be pushing well past that. I think I don't know what the final speed trap's going to be, but if you have stage 6 nitrous on this car, most of the speed traps should be pretty easy for you to take care of throughout the Golden Cup. Right now I'm doing 248. I think I could probably squeeze 250 something out of it just by using nitrous a little bit later. The 600 LT looks like an upgraded version of the 570S, which happens to be one of my favorite cars back when there were less cars around. Of course, it's less competitive now overall, but hopefully the 600 will be a step up from the 570, and that would be a great car for, using it in live or other things. We won't know until the car drops, but I suspect it'll be more in line with the current tuning of cars, which means Natural Motion has made these cars a little bit less like this one we got here and more third gear nitrous cars and less second gear nitrous cars, if you know what I mean. Meaning they just don't have the outright acceleration in lower gears like some of the older cars. For example, the Viron, next season's Golden Cup car, that thing comes out of the hole hard. You launch it, boom. But most of the new cars, we get the little bit of wheel spin, a little bit more wheel spin before it hooks, almost like the Porsche 918 kind of thing. Those are harder to tune to defeat dyno by a huge amount, but they beat dyno pretty well, actually. I'm not really talking much about this Golden Cup because we're just kind of blowing through the races. So I'm reading what you guys are typing and just trying to answer questions. Cayman GT4 is good. How fast is the Sesto? How fast a car is really depends on how many upgrades you have. If you have all the Stage 6 and all the fusions, the Sesto, I believe, hits almost 400 miles per hour, if not more. I don't have a fully max one, but I'm pretty sure if it runs 7.3s, it's going to be up there. The LB Aventador runs well over 380 miles to 400 miles per hour easily, too. So I doubt the Sesto's any slower. So yeah, it's going to be really high top speed. And that's kind of fun because, you start off a little slow, but you start coming at people at the end of the track. And if they're ahead of you, they're going to be watching that bar coming up really fast behind them. I always like that. If you let the guy get way ahead of you and then you chase him down, beat him, I'm sure that upsets a lot of players when they lose in live like that. Oh, the Veneno. Yeah, I skipped buying all those cars this season. I did not buy any of the Formula Italia. Um, I promised myself if and when YouTube actually pays me something, I will use that money towards buying the next set of paid cars. But right now, I'm trying to conserve because I bought a lot of video games during the holidays, and I'm trying to play them too. GT40 probably will come with the update. We don't know until obviously the update data drops. I'm sure the guys that are able to data mine that information will be posting it relatively quickly after the update comes out. So, um, can I do a video on what? The Sesto? Antoinette, is that what you're asking for? Hey, Drew, how are you? 0 PM drop. Ouch. Fortunately, I did it in the beginning of the cup and not at the end. So one of the things about this car is I have it tuned slightly under dyno. Well, not slightly, actually a lot. It dyno's 10.3 right now, but it's running a 9.2. But if you do a full perfect launch, you will get a 0 RPM drop. That's one of the things about this car. It just does it. Even when you have like a max evo tune, if you hit that perfect just right, it'll still do it. So, James, I'm doing well. How are you? Welcome to the live stream. You're addicted to Red Dead 2. I heard that's a great game, but I'm just not into cowboy stuff. So um, I made the mistake of buying Fallout 76, which turned out to be an absolute disaster of a game. So that one cost me, and I'm not playing it until they finish fixing it up. Can I do a video on the Sesto? Yeah, I will do one soon. I was also asked to do a Warsteiner R8 one by another viewer, so I'm gonna do one for that one as well. 76 wasn't just bad; it's terrible. I love Fallout 4, but 76 was an absolute disaster. I still played it a bit, but after struggling with it for a while, I got tired of it. They could have done it so well, but they totally screwed that up. Sesto Elemento, I don't have it maxed. Hey Nick, welcome to the channel. I don't have a Sesto Max. I just have a Sesto with some parts in it. The fusions again for Lamborghinis, the good old strip hurricane method. You can get it built up, but it's a good car that over time you should slowly move, or whenever you pull Lamborghini Fusion, slowly just put it in there. So definitely worth building though. one of my few boss cars that I think is actually viable in this game. You know, the Ferrari F50 is not bad either, actually. But it's a tier 4, so I don't end up using it much in live because when you use tier 4s, you don't make as much money per race, and I always want to keep the money rolling in as much as possible. What boss cars do I have maxed? I got Shauna's Range Rover maxed. Um, I got some of the original boss cars maxed, I think, and I have Finn's car maxed. The Finn's Lotus is maxed, but none of the tier 5 ones are. For me, the best looking cars, um, FXXK. Okay, love that car. It's a beautiful car. Love the way it's designed. I love the as well the LB Aventador. That's one of my favorite cars as far as looks go. The Lamborghinis, I think, always have the best look. The SVJ, the LB Aventador, they're all great looking cars. I just love the way Lamborghini does their look. Ferraris, generally in real life, I would think has the better performance before, but it's getting closer now. So, you know, I think, okay, Nick, definitely. I'll jump in there when I do the Sesto video. But Ferraris, I think, generally perform better overall in real life. In this game, too, you'd be surprised. Ferraris are really good for live racing, even the quote crappier Ferraris. Um, we have a lot of good Ferraris that you can use. The every single one of the ones that were paid for, the Purple Star guys, they're all great. They all can be tuned to be very effective in live. I haven't really built the later or the latest Ferraris, but that's going to be a 0 RPM drop. But it still beats the other guy. This car's acceleration just insane. Even with starting at 0 RPMs, you do a 0 to 100 so quick that it's, you know. Ice Charger is the cool looking car, but I don't know. Personally, I don't think it looks great. Not like the way a Lamborghini or the FXK looks. Those are just really cool looking. And the Koenigseggs have some really cool looking cars too. Obviously, the Agera RS, the Regera, they're both cool. But they kind of have like a family resemblance too. They all look a little bit alike. Quinton Brothers Camaro didn't build it. Don't have the fusions. Don't have the parts. So I kind of think I want to build it at some point. I'm sure it's going to be just as good as this car, but the live stream is messing up. There's a signal issue. What is it? It's faster. Now, Ramon, it is faster than this car. I think the Quinton is about a tenth faster than this car, or 2/10. The issue with the faster cars are real simple. They all get lumped into one live lobby. So, I mean, if you want to kind of go to live with a fast car just to swap with people, it's perfectly fine. But it is not the best or the fastest within that lobby. So you kind of have to understand that. Launch late. The whole trick to, well, I'll show you how to live launch this car in a bit. Actually, oh, he's gonna kick my butt. This guy. Ferrari F1, guaranteed to lose. Oh wait, not guaranteed to lose. I actually beat him. Woo! First time I beat the F1 in anything. Let me see. Is that the F1? I thought that was the F1. Did I just beat that? Yes! I beat him. That's usually like the car that you definitely lose to. Anytime I see the F1 in any of the map events or any of these cup events, it just, boom, runs past you and you lose. But this time I think I actually got him, which is nice. That's a car that's going to take forever to get. I'm stuck on Legends right now, by the way. That's why you don't notice me saying anything or making any videos about it, because right now I'm still stuck. I made the mistake of getting a Porsche, and I'm stuck against an opponent that's running a second quicker than me. So I got to restore the Porsche so I can tune it, then hope that once I tune it, I can actually get past that. Which one, Drew, has an odd shift pattern? The Vorsteiner, or I'm sorry, I kind of missed which car you're talking about with the shift pattern. Well, I don't know what is the deal with the F1 beating everybody in these cups, but I remember when they buffed certain cars in the past, they kind of made certain races really difficult. I don't know if you guys remember when they first buffed the Kona's Egg 1-1 in Tempest. That was a car that you had to deal with, I believe, in Tempest 3 or 2. And once it was buffed for a while there was a race where people just kind of go, I can't beat this thing. It's so fast for that part of the race where you have a PP limitation. People are struggling. I think it's Tempest 3 actually for tier 5, but I don't know if they tweaked it since then. But once I got past it, I know I mentioned it to Natural Motion that, by the way, you guys, this car's kind of running wrong times in that bracket. It's just too quick. I got a message back from them, I think on their Facebook thing. They said, "Oh, what do you mean?" So who knows? Maybe they fixed it, maybe they didn't. But anytime they buff a card, this kind of the cars that you already race against in these cups, if this card gets buffed, it looks like the bot opponents sometimes get buffed too, and you get some really weird, tough races out of them. So notice I tried to launch this car a little bit late. I don't put it on perfect because if you launch it perfect, you're going to get that 0 RPM drop, especially if you're running the tune where the grip is a little bit better and the Evo had a drop. Notice I'm only running 1224 Evo. This car actually, even with just nitrous, should be about 1700 Evo, not 1224. But 1224 Evo, it's easier for me to actually run this time than when I run full Evo. It just, the way it works for me. Um, there might be better ways to tweak it to run it closer to dyno or even better than dyno. But I leave that to guys like Zukar and Adreno A88 who's really good at running these things. My goal is to just get through. I'm not particularly worried about being the fastest or best. And in live, it doesn't really matter. My car's usually dyno tuned, so I shouldn't have an issue beating it. Okay, so here's a extreme race. Let's take a look what is causing this for the next one. Probably a speed trap, and it's probably really high. It's buffing. Uh-oh. That's not good. Hold on. Let me see about what's going on here. Okay, let's see. Okay, so it's back to normal? Okay, good. Never did. Okay, somebody said it was buffing. All right, so now we're looking at what? The next speed trap is 267 speed trap. Oh, okay. That would explain it. Okay, wait, it's not it. Maybe this guy's going to outrun my time? I don't think so. Let's see what he does. He's extremely behind me right now for an extreme race. Wow. I don't know what's so extreme about that one. Oh well, I beat him. On to the next one. See, now it's back to not extreme. Oh well, okay. I don't get it, but hey, the computer said it was extreme, so it must be extreme. Extremely easy. Oh, see, now it changed to extreme again. Okay, let's try the next one. This might be a speed. Is this a speed trap? No, this is just another car. Okay, extreme it is. Oh, I know why it's saying extreme. Because my car says it dynos 10.2. That's why. It's dynoing 10.2, but it's running 9.2. So the computer thinks my car can only do 10.2. That's why it's telling me you're going to face extreme races. But of course, it's not the case. Notice that car ran a 10.1. According to my dyno, I would have lost. But the fact that, you know, I'm actually running 9.3, so it's not accounted for by the computer. This is probably why when you go into live with this car, with this tune, you're placed into the 10.2 lobby and not the 9.2 lobby because because the computer is actually reading it as a 10.2 dyno car. This is probably that speed trap. Race 28 is usually a speed trap. Let's see what it requires. Yep, here it is. Let me see. This one I made, oh, 260. 260. I should be able to do this without tweaking the tune. Ah, no, I can do it. Got to tweak it. 247, 260. Okay, so this is where I'm starting to run into some trouble with this. Let's go back and tweak this car real quick. Now, this car, again, has a lot of grip, right? So when you have the grip like this, car tend to run slower top speeds. But if you change the grip, it now says 259 in the quarter mile, 258. So right around here is probably where the best grip is going to be for that top speed. Based on that, I should be able to do it. I'll do a test run to confirm it. Oh, forgot to put it at the quarter mile. Oh well. But I think this with this adjustment alone should allow this car now to hit the higher top speed. Did I beat? Well, we'll see it. We'll see it on the final result. I think that's very close to 260, if not 260. But if it's not, I'll tweak it a little more. 256. So you know what? I'm going to use the nitrous a little bit earlier. But let's test it again in the actual race, because worst case is I have to do it 2-3 times. But at 258 dyno on the computer, you should be able to beat that by a little bit just by using nitrous at the right time. This car, though, I may be able to use the nitrous a little bit earlier rather than later because it has 7 seconds worth of nitrous with stage 6. So rather than waiting for nitrous to be used later, I'm just going to go ahead and bang that nitrous as soon as I get into second gear. Not quite. Bummer. So now I'm going to have to adjust the final gear. Not the parts. Now, obviously, if I add more parts, I'll definitely hit 260, right? We're trying to still hit this with just one stage 6, which is the nitrous. I'm not actually giving it anything else, but I'm going to do this and see if that helps. No. All right, keep it here. There it is. A little more aggressive final gear, and I should do the job. Oh, hang tight for 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. All right, let's try this 260 mile per hour again. Okay, so I'm using nitrous in third. That's usually beneficial to getting a top speed, 261. 262. Okay, again, just tweaking the final drive because this car, obviously, when it gets to the final gears, yeah, of course, I get the worst stage 6 possible. When you get to the final point, when you have the final gear moved a little bit closer so that you can get that speed quicker, it'll get you the final time, the mile per hour. But it won't give you the same time anymore. So I'm going to have to go back now and then tweak it back to the other tune so that I can run the fastest possible speed, which I believe the final run on this is 9.3 or 9.2. So it's very close. So I may end up having to add at least one stage 6 because it's hard to hit that. So I was at 2.58 and 10, 9. There it is. So this gives you a dyno of 10.274 versus 10, which will give you a dyno of 9.206. But I find it actually easier to drive it this way than the other way to get closer to dyno. I haven't really beat dyno with this car, but getting closer to dyno is what I want because I want to at least finish the cup. Extreme. So this is going to be tough because, well, it's not going to be because technically 10.2, there's no way I could beat this. But 9.2, you have a chance. Oh, no, not the F1 again. Okay, so we'll see. If he runs like an 8 point something, I'm done. And it looks like he will. Yay! Goodbye. You lose. So once you see this guy, go back to garage. Now, I'm not racing you again. 8.0. Now, if I max my car, I could run 7 point something, but I don't think 8.0 is even close to what the final time is supposed to be. So I'm just going to go back to garage, go back and hope I get a different car, which I should. Let's see. Who do we get this time? Some other Legends car usually. Oh, no. Not a Legends car. Okay. Let's see what he runs. Here we go. Ah, that's going to be close. Yes, got him. So that is a 9.494. If the next opponent doesn't get too fast, I have a chance. But again, I'm not even hitting my dyno, so that's kind of making it rough for me to get through this without another upgrade. And that one is saying it's going to be extreme. This, again, it's going to keep saying that because of my dyno, but let's see what they actually run. Okay, I wasn't looking at the chat for a while because it wasn't moving, but now it popped back up. So it looked like I missed a lot of stuff. Are we going to get another Tempest? Richard, I think we will at some point in the distant future. I doubt they're going to put something quick out. Let's see. F12, good card to use in Tempest 3 Tier 5? Yes, it is. Hey, Nick Shop, welcome to the stream. Let me see. All right, James, better. Why I stopped using LD player? Because what happens with this game is sometimes the one player will work better than the other every time in-app updates. So I kind of jump between different players. For a while, LD was the best, then Nox was the best, and now it's back to BlueStacks being the best. So I just want to use the one that, oh no, that was a bad shift. Yeah, it might cost me this race. Come on, get him. Nope, not gonna make it. So right now BlueStacks the best. That's why I'm using BlueStacks. Sad you guys rolled all that. I know. I'm sorry. I'm reading back now as quickly as I can. I read pretty fast though. Let's see. Last season prize card. Is there going to be PC card in the future? Raymond, that's always a possibility because Natural Motion is starting to do that a lot. They use old milestones and stuff for PC cars, or old PC cars get recycled again and again. I mean, the Z20A, the old Z20A, I think we've used it at least, what, 2-3 times now as a PC Cup car. So, Stage 5 Chiron. I did some testing with the Stage 5 Chiron. I could do a video on it, but it's live racing with the Stage 5 Chiron's not as easy to tune. But a Chiron Sport at Stage 5 is usable in live. But the basic Chiron tunes a little differently. So that's a good, the Chiron Sport's a great car for live, but not necessarily the Chiron. 9.2, I'm not going to hit that, unfortunately, because I'm just not that good a driver. So for this guy, I'm going to go back to lobby again. I'll come back and see if I can pull a slower guy. If I don't, I'll just add one more stage 6 and just get it over with. But let's take a look here again if we can get a slower guy here for the next race. The new Bentley, yeah, it the new Bentley definitely is a piece of work. It even colored like, I'm not gonna say it on the stream, but you typed it. I'm just not gonna call it. Now this, I'm just driving poorly because I'm kind of distracted. But this one is not any slower than that Chiron Sport. This probably, oh yeah, he's definitely quick. Won't be slower. No. Yeah, Drew, I switched because Knox right now is having some funky problems where when I'm running the race, it's all blurred. Hey, Robert, welcome to the live stream. You're kind of late. I'm almost done with this part anyway. I'm going to talk a little bit about live racing in a minute, but I'm going to go ahead and upgrade this car because I don't want to waste tons of gas trying to beat this when I have the parts. So one stage 6 nitrous got me this far. I'm sure if I try enough times, I may even get lucky with a slow enough opponent. I could beat this with just that stage 6. But in this case, I'm just going to add the next great stage 6, which is engine, and that will bring this card to an 8.8. So that will beat the event. So those two stage 6 with full fusions absolutely beat the event, no problem. I will tune it down back to the other way, which I like better. Okay, 9.6, 8.8. Now, this card's going to be a killer in live because of that. So we'll take this to live so I can show you how I launch it in live. But I found something interesting about down-tuned cars with grip tunes that generally get 0 RPM launches in live. There's a way you could time the launch to always not get a 0 RPM launch. It's still not going to be a perfect or even the greatest launch, but it'll get you to where you need to be. Bad shift. Is he actually going to catch me? No, no, I don't think so. Good. All right. Phew, got that done. 9.0, yeah, that's a terrible drive. It's an 8.8 dyno. I'm getting a 9.051. Of course, my dyno actually says 9.6, so it's not that terrible. It's actually okay. Yay, 5 gold keys. Now, some of you guys probably spend 60, 80, or 100 gold keys to get this car. And of course, they reward you 5. That's. I don't know why Natural Motion can't be a little more generous. I mean, does it really hurt them that much to give us 10 gold keys? Seriously? After 30 races, getting a gold cup card, spending gold keys, building the damn car, getting to the end, and we get 5 gold keys. You should be giving us 20 gold keys for some kind of event like this where people have to put so much resources in to get there. It's not, I don't understand what they're thinking is sometimes because are they really thinking that, oh, if we give players 20 gold keys, they'll never buy gold keys from us again? Really, I'm going to buy gold keys if I know at the end of the events I can really get some stuff back. Because if I don't get anything back, I'm going to skip these events for 5 or 1 gold key in the case of Formula Italia, right? You pay $20 for a car. Well, more than that, actually, I think. You pay a lot for a car, you pay all the crates, you get the car built, you get to the end, 1 gold key. Ha! I'm just not going to run those. Okay, let's talk about live with this car real quick. And after that, I have to go to dinner. So unfortunately, I'll have to end the stream after this. So 9.6 dyno. Mind you, I've already raced this car in live quite a bit. So this lobby could be actually the 9.5 lobby. And any lobby that you're in, the cars can run even quicker than lobby. Most of these guys might be able to run 9.4 to 9.3. It depends. My car is bumped up slightly because, I've been running it quite a bit. So now these special events, I like the fact they have a lot of special events. Okay, that's great. We have stuff to play, but when the event costs so much money to finish and then they give you these cheesy rewards, it takes the fun out of it, right? They are a money grabbing. Listen, they are a business. I'm not against a business making money because they're a business. You got to pay your workers. You got to eat. You got to do all that stuff. This is not going to connect. He must be one of those devices that's just not compatible with my Droid. So Anytime I see that pause, that means it's just not going to connect. Let me see. Jimrock. Jimrock. Let's see if Jimrock will race me. But it's not like they're not making money though. At some point, I think some of these developers, especially this one, NitroMotion, could be a little more generous because they're just not. So with the launch, you launch right at the beginning of one, and you get that, right? 0 RPM drop. You can still run your dyno basically with that, which is not going to be as competitive in this lobby because obviously if you're not running under dyno and everybody else is going to be close to under, see he's running 9.5, I'm dyno 9.6, so I'm in the right lobby, and his name got changed to Dave. Everybody's Dave. That's another glitch I see all the time. I will not be streaming tomorrow. I don't usually have time on weekends to do a stream, um, but I'll probably end up streaming, next week sometime when I get a break from work and other things. Joe Blow. Yes, Joe. Let's race. Okay, so I screwed up that first launch. That was your 0 RPM drop because I launched it actually a little later than I should have. You can launch late with this car though. You can launch early or you can launch late, but you can't launch right on target. So if I launch really late like this, I'm okay. See? And now it's going to pull past this guy right in 6th gear. And then I have to slow down to make sure it doesn't pull past the guy too much, because then you're going to get bumped because your average time goes down. And that was a 9.3. He ran a 9.485. Again, 9.6 lobby running 9.3s, you won't last long. You eventually get bumped up. So that is the late launch, right? You can also do a very early launch. That'll give you kind of a thing where it gives you right back to the what they consider like a wheel spin launch, but it's actually still good. I'm not sure about the Chromebook. I'm not actually that computer savvy. It took me a while to figure out how to get this stuff to work, the BlueStacks to work on this computer, and I'm pretty proud of that. But yeah, there are guys that are more versed in computer stuff that would have to answer that question. I just don't know. Nice. I'm 10, oh, 10 polls. That's not nice. That's a lot of polls. Um, FXK Evo, unfortunately, in my opinion, isn't even as good as the regular. It is faster ultimately, but it's not as tunable. It's not as easy to uh, use as stage 5. So I like the regular one better than the Evo. But I did get it because, hey, it's the Evo. It's a very cool car. Let me see if I can. Ooh, I like this car. Look at that. It's a Barbie Lambo. Smoke, light them up. Is the Venom GT worth building? Not for me. I'm not saying it's a bad car. It's just not worth it to build for me. Now, this time I'm going to do a very early launch. I'm going to try to launch it right at the time that the one pops up, like that. Ah, no, that didn't work. Too early. I'm going to